This Toon Talk 2.0 section is sponsored by Pure Family Nutrition. Start your ultimate lifestyle transformation today. Visit purefamilynutrition.com to learn how you can save 25% off of your first order at checkout.
Welcome, bienvenidos, bienvenue, willkommen, and all those other greetings from across the world. Greetings and salutations, one and all. The Toon Talk 2.0.
Let's call it Toon Conversation version 2.0.
Melodic Conversation the Second.
I concur. Today we're going to be talking about a really professional perception of the AI, if you will call it artificial intelligence, something that has been transforming the ecosystem of society. My co-host in this gathering, Jacob Boger, you have the word.
Bird. Or avian, for all of you Oxfordians out there. And my sincerest apologies to all of you for a reason unbeknownst to me. Yes, Justin, I was commencing the addressing of that item.
Welcome, Justin, to this gathering of electronics devices and international potentials. Welcome to this, how you call it? Synchronized
melodic conversation the second.
Melodic conversation the second. I like it. Today we're going to be using proper English for several reasons that can be disclosed. However, before we start, I want to thank our sponsors, or better call it supporters, that allow us to have this conversation going on and this gathering celebrated between each parts. Pure Family Nutrition, an amazing product. You should welcome them to your lives. And I invite you to look into the link of information underneath this magnificent device that you're using.
And
that link of information, I apologize for interrupting you, my dear friend. Go ahead.
It is. I was simply going to insert more information for our Francophiles out there. I must remember, because what a fool I am. I know how to say this in the Frankish language, yet I seem
in the common language, I will say, but you should seek in the knowledge, in the culture of your mind. I encourage you to find the right invitation to communicate with our fellows peers around the web.
One must forgive me, I am but a simple American.
You are not. Don't give up, because we are agreed to have a serious conversation about artificial intelligence today and respect our supporters like Pure Family Nutrition. And again, if you decide to invite them into your life, your health will be better and you will encounter multiple beneficials as part of your daily life.
Not to mention colonic regularity.
I concur. Now, let me focus in the topic that if you click the link, you will receive a discount of your 25% for this amazing supporter. Do we have another supporter that you will invite to this gathering of knowledge?
Well, by golly, we do. Our very good friends at Stevie Wicks, who concoct only the greatest, most natural wax of soy, candelabras.
Oh, magnificent.
Such as these. These particular are the good witch and bad witch candles, respectively. And
Let's call it the good sorcerer and the evil sorcerer, if you don't mind.
My friend, normally I understand and concur with your undertaking linguistically. However, it must be mentioned that the words sorcerer and witch carry very different connotations and are not necessarily synonyms of one another.
There. I applaud your great comment to this particular situation. That's what is important to gather with knowledge.
And
there verily, go, please.
Verily, I can now demonstrate that thou, in fact, are not a witch. Because if thou were a witch, one would try to conceal one's identity, but you have not done so. Huzzah!
I,
Huzzah!
I'm a pawn. I'm surprised. Thank you. Thank you for that vast knowledge that you're imparting on me. I must invite all our peers that are following this to enhance their knowledge and focus in their culture. Thank you for the supporter again. And without more ado, let's jump into the topic of discussion.
Oh,
My dear,
the intelligence of artificial nature.
oh, I'm in awe.
Oh,
I'm a pawn. I feel there. I will say, raise your cup for my co-host. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Artificial intelligence is transforming the way that we're the perception, as the World Wide Web surprised us 25 years ago. There was people against it and there was people supporting it. However, it became part of our daily life as much as now we can focus our full development of consumism in the western side orb, western side of the orb, to consume as much as we can. And everything is connected to the World Wide Web, common known as internet. Care to jump in?
Compared to what?
I say, do you care to jump into the conversation?
Well, with the advent of artificial intelligence, I find my concerns lie predominantly with how shall I say, not necessarily evil, but the slothishness in which it can be used.
Of course, every good advancement always be attraction from the evil. However, it's in the goodwill of the citizen to respect and move forward into a goodwill of perceptions. As the old book will say, search for good and not evil.
Oh, indubitably. But I often, to curtail my own doubts and fears, I often remind myself of what was said about photography in its advent. The common thought that
Photography,
they,
what a great art.
well, the common thought was that not only privacy, but art would also die because why paint a picture when you can simply capture a moment in time?
However, let me tell you that would enhance the appreciation for the ones that they still draw up a paint.
Oh, I
Same way
agree.
that will happen with the movies or the film itself, cinematographic film, if I must say. People will have more appreciation to go and visit a theater where they will show this a different kind of art. Of course, it will be more elite.
Well,
However,
and let us also consider that a learned man may astutely see and, you know, point out that even today, one could make the argument that while it may not be artificial intelligence as we've defined it, much of the computer generated imagery is essentially the same basic technology.
yeah, a true
It's
purist will
yeah.
recognize every cinematographic release lately, except from, and this will bring a point of discussion in this gathering. Steven Soderbergh, in his last film, The Spectre, I think that was The Presence. He doesn't use a lot of technology. However, at the end of the day, a purist will say that it's not on film, that is using digital cameras and a full crew. When back in the day, the pure side of film, like Charles Chaplin or several people, they were just go and film the experience. But I agree
Mhm.
with you. What is common denomination of a special effects art is lost. Nobody wants to do a real explosion. Nobody want to do a real makeup. People will the common people, they don't understand that everything that we watch, perceive in a movie theater now is digital. Even the makeup of the artist over the original makeup done by some makeup artists. I'm sorry that I'm repeating myself, but that's the terminology of the cinematographic stuff that we're talking. I would like to comment that now that we reach, we're 45 minutes, 45 seconds, I apologize, to get close to the 15-minute slap that we've been suggest to control our language and enhance our peers for the goodwill of our supporters. Do you want to add something to the last 30 seconds of our beautiful knowledge of gathering that we're sharing with the peers around us?
Well, I simply request that you give me a nonverbal indication that we have reached the time, because I will grace our audience with, frankly, the greatest linguistic gift of all. But until then, I must confess that when you first alluded to me that we may ought watch our language at the beginning of this podcast, I took it up as a challenge, and as any true man of his word would do, I have striven to not only refrain from the vulgar language of the masses for which I usually partake.
There, I celebrate this common limitation of the language and embracing the rhetoric of the good knowledge, and that's what you have so many literature behind you, and I'm talking in a second language with rhetoric speeches. So
May
there's
I commend you thusly.
Thank you. And if you are ready, I will appreciate if we are done for the serious part of the podcast.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it. That was hard.
Shit.
What I say that I don't, that's the only thing I don't suppose how to say.
Motherfucker. Why do
you know
people
that you
go
just ruined the whole thing.
Why do
You
people
just ruined
watch...
everything.
I didn't ruin shit.
Now, you know what? Let me be honest. I kind of like when we talk like that. I must confess that I like it. And you don't know, I don't think that people understand how hard it is to talk like that in a second language.
That's what I was giving you legitimate props, because I could probably not do that in Spanish.
Well,
I don't know.
But I've been using the language English for many more years than you.
Well, Spanish. Sure.
However, it's complicated. I was going deep into my memories of William Shakespeare the Bard, trying to pull up the right words to come in. But I want to thank you all our sponsors. Obviously, the beautiful candles of
Stevie Wicks. Use promo code TUNE and save 10% off your order when you visit steviewicks.com, who has recently revamped their website, so now it's even easier to use. So check it out.
Congratulations. And Pure Family Nutrition, that they're always creative and give us a little insight how to be more funny and how to create more following for this podcast. 25% off in your first order. So that being said, are you ready?
Did you ever watch Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, what an amazing show.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
I love it too, and it's still going, by the way. They just have a new host.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's on the CW. But my question is, for the weird mid period there where Drew Carey was the host, but then the show ended. He and most of the guys from Whose Line did another show called Improvaganza, and one of the guys who was regularly on the cast, his name was Chip, but I can't remember his last name. They had they had some new games, and one of the games was you had to speak in a manner that was selected for you, and one of the choices that would often be doled out to the performers was a Shakespearean play. And Chip was a master, because he would get it, and then he would have to act out the scene but talk like that, and then what did he say? One time he was like, "Verily thou art a masticator of the gluteus," you know.
You know what? I think that I must use a little bit more of that language when I go into meetings. Maybe it will look like a pompous guy, but
well, plus you got to remember there was also it was actually one of the episodes where Enrique Iglesias guest starred on How I Met Your Mother. And
yeah, I remember.
The gag in that episode is that he speaks English, but not like fluently. So when they're talking about him at the table, they would,
use proper English. Yeah, it's really funny how they talk. And he's like, oh. And it wasn't Enrique. His name was?
Yeah, it was Enrique.
Gail. No, Gail.
Oh, Gael.
Gail?
Gael.
Gabriel? Gael. Yeah, I remember.
Gael.
You know what? We should do two things for future podcasts. We should do our little try out with other guests from other podcasts, like leads from other podcasts, to do whose line is it anyway? I think will be
It's
amazing.
something I want to do, and in fact, when we're all rich and we have our own studio, we'll do some improv stuff.
Well, we can do it online. Calm down.
Yeah,
Calm
I know.
down.
I'm just saying it's more fun to do in person.
Yeah.
No, when I was in high
80% of
school,
my life, 80% of my life is digital. I'm not kidding.
yeah, I know, and you are a much bigger fan of the AI than I am to tie it back into what we're talking about, but I'm coming around because I'm using it more and more. In fact, for those of you that follow the Down the Middle podcast, we released a bunch of clips leading up to WrestleMania with our predictions. You'll be so proud of me, Virus. I used Chat GPT to create all those thumbnail images, and here's the thing. AI gets kind of a bad rap for image generation, but if you're doing something cartoon in a cartoon style, it's flawless.
And let me tell you, no. Let me tell you something. The person that says that AI doesn't deliver is because they're doing a few things wrong. First, they don't know how to communicate. You can, let me go back. The whole system of AI is based in a create an assistant for you that
Hmm.
simplify and speed up the tasks. So
Exactly.
if I go and tell the AI, hey, I want you to do a picture of my, I'm gonna cover the name, credit card, right? And make it look like this and that, is not gonna work. I need to specify the size, the color, the kind of texture. Now, what I highly recommend to people, and at the end of the show, we're gonna show you a really funny clip that it was created full in AI. And let me explain you, people. We never done that before. Actually, Jake and me, we haven't been in the same room in a long, long time. Years, if you will. Many years. But it's the way that you talk to the machine. Now, a lot of people are complaining about, oh, the information, oh, what's going to happen. It's the same, people. It's the same. If you are good at your work and you have a crappy secretary or an assistant, what is going to happen? Your memos are not going to be right. Your letters are going to be with uh, lack of punctuation, lack of time. But if you train your assistant to be as good as you, then he will take your job and you can take a bigger job in the office.
Yep.
Humans are not going to disappear. AI needs
No.
humans.
Well, case in point being so, and this is part of the reason I've come around because the more I use these tools, the more I realize that lazy people are going to be lazy and they're going to use this wrong. It's like you and I, we've had conversations about various ways you can create media using AI. And the thing of it is if you're lazy about it, it's obvious.
Yeah,
But if you use it as a tool to augment your skill set,
that's what it
oh my
is.
God. Well, and first of all, it's imperceptible. Um, Justin is aware of a tool that I use, and he half
I
the
don't want
fun.
to. I don't want to hear about your intimate moments, guys. I really don't
No,
want to.
half the fun I have with it is just seeing what I can make it do, which is kind of fun.
And if you guys are fans of AI, the whole every thumbnail from this season is being created by AI.
Hmm.
However, I don't go and say, make me a version of this with this. No, I go through AI to create the correct prompt.
Yeah,
When you have the correct prompt, you edit the prompt with an other AI. Now you have all the specifics as you want. You need to do the work. AI is not going to do it for you. Then you go to another, to another. I'm not going to name the names because they're not paying us, but and people need to do their research.
yeah.
They go to another one. We go to another one, and then we create the final, and then we go to another program that assists you as AI, but AI doesn't is not that involved to get
Yeah.
everything done.
Well, and this is case in point. So, like I said, and I highly encourage you, even if you don't watch the videos, although please watch the videos, particularly the main event of night one of WrestleMania. Somebody better pick up that phone because I called that shit. But look at the thumbnails, and there's two examples that I can talk to that you just talked about, and I'll be quick. So one of them is the thumbnail for the Fatal Four Way for the Intercontinental title. I asked it to have the wrestlers in a grid like the Brady Bunch, but in the style of like Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And I shit you not, the first one had two of the wrestlers perfect, absolutely perfect. But one of them was, it looked like him, but him like 4 years ago. So it wasn't current.
Yeah.
So I asked it to redo the image with different parameters, and then that wrestler was perfect, but then the other three were kind of eh. But since I know how to use other editing tools, I was able to use both and create one image that's perfect. And then the other one, and this is talking about what you were just talking about, is you have to explain, you have to be able to communicate what you want. So I gave it very, very specific parameters. This one was for the triple threat between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. And the original prompt I gave it was, I want to have Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair squaring off in a like action shown in anime style, and I want Rhea Ripley smiling maniacally, and I want Io Sky smaller in the center, looking up at them as though she's, an afterthought.
Mm.
Bro, look at that thumbnail and tell me that is not exactly what I asked for,
If you know the parameters and if you've been training your AI to do
which
the
I
right
have.
thing,
Yep.
yeah, which I have, that I've been doing. I started training my original AI 2 years ago. So right now, when I want to do something, I just go and talk. Actually, I can use reference because there's a lot of people that think that they don't have memory. They have memory. You just gotta let them know in the original parameters that they need to save that information for future encounters. Now, DeepSeek is the better one, but you can use DeepSeek just by itself. You need to use it as an add-on to another
Right.
AI.
Right.
What I know about this, because as you guys know, we've been producing radio dramas, but you know me, and you guys know that I will never stop. We reach one goal, and I'm already thinking about the next level. So I'm really, really looking forward. I think the first one that I'm gonna do, I want to do a 2D. Listen to this, Jake.
I'm
2D
listening.
version. You guys remember the first Captain America and Iron Man and the Hulk cartoons that there were? That you can see a
Yeah.
picture on the and soon, soon. I want to do a whole version of that with that kind of pale colors for our podcast month, the multi-universe of podcast. Because they're short and I think it will be funny to have that characters. I haven't decided. I want you to put in the comments. Should I do it in that style? And I want your comment, Jake. Or should I do it in the Street Fighter style 2D? I want to go 2D with this one because Street Fighter has something, right? And I think it will be cool because that will guide me to create more for the audiobook. Because now I'm thinking for the 5th episode, if they fight, they're gonna go like round one fight. So that's pretty awesome. I don't want to do a mix because it's gonna be complicated.
Yeah.
Right now, the AI, even we pay a expensive one, people, because now AI is not for kids. This is for studios. We don't
Right.
pay $20 a month, people. But even so, we can make from 5 to 10 seconds. So when you realize that you're doing a 15-minute short, right? You're talking about a weeks of development. We were considering making this for our audiobook that we have and if you guys haven't heard about our audiobook, Time Warpers, I invite you to go back a couple of weeks. And we have the full cast of Time Warpers here in a big interview, listening to the first 10 minutes of the show. That show is 4 hours, around 4 hours, correct?
Yeah, I think.
If I work, I make the numbers. If I work crazy, night and day, having the perfect prompts, and meanwhile we're doing the videos, the team is making the perfect prompts, that never happened right away. It will take me 10 days without sleeping. Let's be honest, prompts miss, the video doesn't come with the same resolution, the AI stuck, you need to close it and open because it's not perfect. It will take me like 6 months to finish Time Warpers, and I'm working on it, right? I presented to the board the characters done by AI, and they look amazing. Come on, they look amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not perfect, but they look amazing.
I'm sorry. I was chuckling earlier because that thumbnail I was just telling you about.
Can you show it to us? Do you have an iPad there that we can watch it? Your phone, yeah.
I don't think you'll be
Meanwhile,
able
you
to
look
see
at
it.
it. I want to talk about your T-shirt. Your T-shirt is really cool.
You can kind of see it.
Go back a little. Go back a little. Go forward a little. Yeah, put on the side. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I was just looking at it, and the most recent comment is that thumbnail, though.
I want that T-shirt, Jake.
I'll send it to you.
What size is that?
It's a YouTube thumbnail size, so 1280
No,
by.
no, 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 no. I told your T-shirt.
Oh, this?
Yeah, I like it. What
I
it says?
I think this one's a medium actually.
Yeah, that's not gonna fit. I got a real. Do you see how slim I look today? Honestly,
Actually, fun fact, you can't get this shirt anymore.
yeah, that's why you're gonna give it to me because I'm your
Well,
friend. I'm asking you for your shirt.
you can get one like it from WWE, but this is the AEW version,
You know
which
what? The thing is, it doesn't fit. You know, I would really ask you for it because
well, I
I
mean, you
like it.
can get one.
I can't. No, no, no. I want that one, but not
Why do you
anymore
want
because
that?
it's medium. It's not gonna fit in here, dude.
Well, I
This
know.
is look. Anyway, let me say something to the audience that is looking at us and is not on YouTube and is not in iHeartRadio. If you pay attention, that picture over there was taken 4 years ago. I'm in that size again. You see, I'm even a little slimmer than that picture. Look the
I was
arms.
gonna say, yeah, you're
Isn't that
a
amazing?
little bit slimmer.
Peptides, baby, peptides and good healthy life. You know, everybody knows in the audience that follow us that I've been sober for 20 something years. But I gotta be honest, now that I'm doing the peptides, right? I'm happy that I've been sober, right? I don't even drink the things that you drink. I just want drink water with electrolytes. That's it. Oh, I gotta lie. Yesterday I took a Sprite in a can because I was dying.
What about
And what?
Brondo?
Brando? Brandy? Oh,
No, Brondo.
what is Brando?
It's got electrolytes.
Oh, no, no, no. No. That's how I explain this.
Have
I don't want to go deep into my way of eating and my way of everything. However, lest things that are in my food are better. I don't drink anything created. I try not to.
yeah,
You know
but
that
Brondo has what plants crave.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and I'm not
You
gonna
have
follow in your thing.
you've not seen the movie Idiocracy, I take it.
Oh no, no, no. Of course not.
Oh, you haven't seen Idiocracy?
No, of course, obviously not.
Oh,
I will remember
okay.
the joke.
Here's the thing. You should watch it. You'll love it. But the thing is, when Idiocracy came out, it was a comedy because of how stupid it was. And if you watch it today, some parts of it will legitimately scare you. As to
Really?
yeah, it's how shall I say this? If President Camacho ran today, he would probably win.
President Camacho, I'm assuming is a character from the movie.
Correct.
Yeah.
Played by the very talented Terry Crews.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in many ways,
Now I remember what I never watched. I got a
why?
problem with Terry Crews.
What? Nobody has a problem with Terry Crews.
I do it. This is too much, man. I see it a million times. You don't have to do it anymore.
But it's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
Let me go back to the food. Today I ate grass-fed bacon
Mm.
and grass-fed picanha. Have you ever tried picanha?
So
Every time I say that,
Carde picanha?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Picanha is a meat. It's a cut from Brazil.
Mm.
Picanha is the butt of the cow. What covers one side of the picanha is fat.
Okay,
But
cow's ass.
I'm not
Gotcha.
eating. Yeah, but I'm not eating other fats. I need to eat normal fat, and I need to cook everything in butter, grass-fed butter. I know. I'm gonna avoid your. I'm not gonna fall into your
No.
intuition of crass.
Megs, would you say you like what's the cut of meat called again in Brazil?
Picanha.
Hey Megs, do you like picanha?
You know what is funny? Every time I say picanha, I remember of the Three Amigos. Have you been in Carioca? Remember how Pepe Carioca, that little bird?
Yeah, but
Have you been in Bahia?
Megs.
There you go.
Oh yes. Oh shit. What's it? That's the Three
Pipi
Caballeros.
Carioca. Yeah, the Three
Yeah.
Caballeros. Pipi Carioca.
Have you been to Bahia?
Yeah, every time I say picanha, I think about that.
But Megs,
Anyway,
the question was, do you like picanha?
you're too funny today. What's going on with you? I think
No,
we need to start.
just say yes.
Yes,
So you know that's the butt of a cow, right?
yes,
So does that mean you eat cow ass?
yes. No, wait a minute. They're funny. Anyway, I ate picanha today, and it's so grass fed, is so powerful, man, that I eat once a day now. I mean,
So
not a small
that's
portion. I'm
true.
eating
That's true.
a pound of a steak, half a pound of a steak.
Yeah.
But the carnivore diet is doing well for me. Even, oh, I got a good news for the fans out there. I played my first game of basketball after my
Oh
knee
yeah.
injury. It was good. Even
Were
I,
you dunking?
no, I'm far away from dunking, man. I'm too heavy to dunk. When I was dunking, I was 165 pounds. I'm 230 still. I
Didn't
was
stop.
250.
Didn't stop Kobe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Kobe was 2 feet taller than me.
Excuses. Excuses.
And let's say that he was a little more talented than me.
Didn't
Just a
stop
little.
Michael.
Michael was exactly the same size that Kobe. You know the difference between 5'10" and being 6'6" is a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot in basketball.
It's a lot outside of basketball.
Yeah. Well, depending what we're talking about, because 2 inches could be
Hey.
a lot. Anyway, and that's exactly what the sponsors want to take their sponsors out. And I can't control myself, Jake. I can't. I want to
Actually,
be a
our
better
sponsors.
man.
So it's really funny you mentioned that, and this is one of the reasons I truly believe that, especially creators, kind of pulling the line to not upset. And I get it. Sometimes it's part of a contract. Like we do have sponsors that make it very clear in their agreement that they don't want certain things in episodes that they're, and I get it. But like there's this sort of general belief that one must be advertiser friendly all the time. And I would direct you all to the Jim Cornette experience because all of their ad spots are hilarious. And it's obviously a joke, but like if you take what they say at face value, it's awful. It's
Yeah.
terrible, but it's obviously a joke. And the thing is, I bought Raycon earbuds because they were advertised on the Jim Cornette experience and they were
Oh,
all
really?
hilarious ad spots. They're hilarious, and don't even get me started on every time they advertise Manscaped. That gets really, really funny.
Mm. So stay a second. I got a joke for you. Maybe it's an old joke. Let me see if I can translate it because I remember something based on the say. So it's two guys outside of town. One guy looked at the other and said, "Do you see that church? I built it. I built it." You know the
Uh,
joke? You
yeah,
tell me
I
the
know
joke?
the original joke's in German, but I know. But tell it, please. It's
But
funny.
it's like,
It's funny joke.
do you see that joke? Yeah, I built it brick by brick. Do they call me Bob the Builder? No. You see that farm over there with the whole meal? I put every grain of corn into the meal. Do they call me Bob the corn searcher? No. Do you see that school? I built that school brick by brick. And I teach everyone for 10 years. Do they call me Bob the teacher? No. But you fuck a goat once. Just once. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
It's a good
We're
joke.
gonna lose the sponsor. So nah, they're good people. They know that we're fun around and we need audience to love what we do.
Hey,
Um
Virus, do you like fish sticks?
yeah, yes.
So you like to put fish sticks in your mouth?
Yes, oh hold on a second.
So what are you, a gay fish?
I'm an heteroflexible fish. I'm not gay. Please control yourself.
Oh, so you're a shark because your skeleton is cartilage.
Okay, come on, calm down now. You're going too crazy on me.
No, when you
Anyway,
told me today you weren't a fan of South Park, I wasn't sure if you've heard that joke before.
no, the thing is, it's not that I'm not a fan of South Park. I got tired of South Park.
Okay, and this is going to be controversial because I did too with the early seasons, but see, I'm one of the weird people. All right,
Well, you are regardless of South Park or not, but keep going.
I think South Park doesn't even start to get really good until like season 6.
Okay, let me tell you what happened. I watched the first three, and then in the fourth, I feel a little repetitive, and I just stopped watching. I just stopped. I bought the first 4 seasons when you used to buy material.
The thing about early like don't get me wrong, it's still funny, but because I wasn't allowed to watch it when it was on, so by virtue of that, of course, I wanted to
Yeah,
watch
because
it.
you were
But then,
two, right?
no, I wasn't too. But
Kid,
I was a kid, yeah. But then
midget,
when I watched it, especially
puny,
season one, um,
not worth it.
like it's funny, but it's not super funny. I watch
Yeah.
it now because of the just the sheer commentary. Like, what do I the I forget what the name of the episode is, but I think it's early. I think it's in season 4 or 5. It's
Yeah.
a early standout where they go to the Indian casino and then they're given SARS blankets. Uh,
Never seen that one.
oh, dude.
But
Okay.
the problem, you know how loyal I am to what I'm loyal. Like I'm actually, it's really hard for me to leave a show and never go back. And for a reason, South Park, I've been try to watch the movie. I tried to go back, and for a reason, it just
Oh, see the movies. Chef's Kiss, 10 out of 10. That movie is
I
perfect.
tried. I couldn't.
Well, but anyway, so this I might convince you here because and it was funny. I was starting to kind of feel South Park fatigue on my, which for me it's a first time watch because I didn't get past. I think well, no, there was like an episode here or there of some of like 12, 13, 14, or 15, but anyway, doesn't matter. So in that same episode, the joke that gave me hope because it's so stupid. So the plot starts because the parents all want to go gamble, but in order to gamble, because at least in that universe, gambling's illegal in South Park, they have to go to the Indian casino to do it.
Okay.
And so they have to take the kids because they all want to go, but the kids obviously can't go in the casino because they're underage. So fortunately, the casino has an all ages area, and part of that is a comedy club. So, so the comedian Native American is telling basically a dad joke about a big pause with bear. You know, like why the big pause? And the thing is, like, I kind of like because I like dad jokes, but what I wasn't ready for was how the audience laughed at the joke.
Mm.
So he tells the bad joke, and then the audience goes, "I shit you not, I had to pause it because I was laughing so hard." So he tells the joke, and the audience goes, ha 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 ha.
That's funny. That's funny. That's really funny. Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe you know what? South Park was one of those unique shows that they transcend or trespass a generation. So I guess my generation stops at 4. Then when I see the other ones, I go like, they're not funny to me as much. I mean, this joke was, but I just overgrew South Park. Now I can tell you that basketball is
Oh,
fantastic.
basketball is phenomenal.
And who did it? The creators of, for people who don't know, the creators of South Park did that
Yeah.
movie. And I can show basketball to people in this generation and they don't like it. I saw
I
that.
can see that though because it isn't like it makes I never watched Orgasmo, but I want to, but I know that that's a style of comedy
That's really bad.
that's not but I mean that's why it's funny because it's so bad. But and then Team America, if you show that to people, why can't people be smart like me? But
But you see, yeah, I think that they do really well adapting to a different generation, and that's the thing. What happened with South Park? If you see the, like you say it was hard for you to go back and look everything because they're heavy. They're even the pace is different of South Park. So anyway, I thought we agreed not to talk about South Park today, but whatever. Do whatever you want. Are you the owner of the company? Are you the CEO of the company? Okay, yeah, you are. I'll let it go. Big
I
Jefe.
forgot why. Oh yeah, because of the fish sticks joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You're the Jefe.
Hey, but when speaking of Hefe, when we all get rich, we should all take a trip to Colorado and go to Casa Bonita.
Every time you say when we get rich, I feel like the Blue Harvest when the guys are there and say, I just want a rail, man, in the Death Star. They're like,
Uh,
oh, nothing of this will matter when we become famous rock stars. Yeah.
yes,
What?
Haley, Matt and Trey did create the Book of Mormon.
Yeah. Can you read us the comments, please?
Oh God, there's so many. Matt and Trey, do Matt and Trey hate basketball? They certainly didn't at the time, but I can see that
Yeah.
they might hate it now. Oh yeah, and Justin, I don't know if Haley told you, but we want to go on her podcast and revisit South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut because a lot of people don't. realize that that movie is a full blown musical.
Okay. But come on, give me comments, not conversation about our podcast. Come on.
But water comes from the toilet.
Anyway, so really fast before we close the AI segment, if you really want to be involved with AI, go stop looking at those posts that say "Give me your name," and I will. They're just promoters for that brand. Seriously, just do your own research. Like as always, stay right. Force Magazine give you a good insight of what is the best suggestions to go because they don't get paid to do it. Check it out and just try to do it and understand that it's just a different art or form. It's not going to take the jobs of other people, and it's cheaper. Making a movie with AI is going to cost us around $60,000 instead of $6 million today. So that's a big difference, right? That's a big difference. Anyway, believe it or not, you can say.
I'm walking on.
So believe it or not, we're really reaching the last part of the podcast, right? Minus 45. So, you want to recommend something before I brag about? Look at this T-shirt. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
and you know what
actually,
is the best?
what?
I got me $5.
Nice.
Yeah,
Really nice.
I went to Old Navy for a belt because my pants were loose, like, and I didn't feel comfortable, so I wanted a belt. And the belt was $20, and then I saw a rack of old T-shirt, like all season T-shirt, $5, and I found this one. I go like, yeah, I got it, I need it. Yeah, that was fun. Old Navy, hello to Old Navy. I love Old Navy. You know what? I'm probably just gonna keep continue. All my outfits gonna be Old Navy.
Not bad. I slept on them for a bit, but when I was getting ready to go on the cruise, I went and bought a bunch of clothes for not a whole lot of money. So I was like, you know
Yeah,
what?
no. The T-shirt, my black T-shirts are well now they're $11, but I used to buy them at $7.99. So
hmm
I kind of hate that they went to 11. I didn't mind if they go to 15, but 11 is so annoying. If you stay in 10 or 15, but don't go to 11.
Well,
I don't know.
11's under 12, which is under 15.
Yeah, but they're $11.99. It's not about the price, it's about the sauce. Anyway, you will learn that. You will understand that joke in a few things. Let me tell you something, people. For the people that are listening to us and the people that are watching, for the people that are watching, I'm showing my finger to Jake because I beg him, and I please do not release for any information at all. But I beg him to read a script for 6 months. I gotta give to him that he told me just go and get a producer, and he gave me green card and the
Green card.
engineers. Yeah, like green light. Sorry, it's my Latino culture. I need to change my glasses. I got the sun in my face, and with this beautiful hair and this amazing face, I really look like. Okay, I don't want to brag, but do you remember Cobra? Sylvester
Cobra.
Stallone Cobra.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. I just need my tip. Right. Okay. Anyway, what I was so I finally start doing the audiobook with cinematic effects, and yesterday he listened to it, and I saved his voice message because he was really encouraged. And when we release the first minutes, like it's a tradition here, I want to put that cut that I saved of you saying actually the
Yeah.
engineers already edited and and make it bigger because it was your expression was really loving, and we appreciate your support in
It
all
was
those
good.
projects.
Good
Yeah, it
shit.
was good. It was good. Why are you cursing so much? Now you're the Bizarro, Jake.
On the
You went
what?
the old way around.
I
The
curse all the
Bizarro,
time.
yet you don't.
All time talk like this, fuckface.
You don't used to use good words. You're a cuss. Be a man. Have you seen the Be a Man guy? Isn't that amazing
Yeah,
online? I
yeah.
highly recommend it. It's not my recommendation for today, but if you guys want to laugh as a guy, if you're a female, you're not going to like it because he's really dumb and stupid, right? But it's really funny. I saw a meme that I don't know if I sent it to you. You know those memes when they had the woman and the man, and she's looking at him like, who's she thinking? She's probably thinking another woman.
And then
And he's
he's
thinking so stupid, something stupid. He's like, she's probably thinking another woman. The guy's like, Transformers, do they pay life insurance or auto insurance? That was so funny.
I love those. Those are
Yeah.
those are funny as hell.
Because it's reality. We think like that. Sometimes we're just thinking about those stupid things. Um, anyway, before we close, I want to say that I went to see the Return of the Sith in their, how would we call it,
Oh yeah.
re-release premiere.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a really good experience, but I fall asleep again in the same part that I fall asleep all the time.
No, you can condition yourself even with movies you like, and it would probably still happen today. I think I've told this story before, but so for me, that was the Sex and the City movie. I would fall asleep. I could be wide awake. This goes for my first marriage, so bear with it. She loved that movie, but um, I I could be wide awake, not tired at all, and um, I would fall asleep at basically the same time in the
You
movie.
know that there's a lot with the sound and the music and the bass that goes in rhythm with your heart for you to fall
Hmm,
asleep. Do you know that? That's why a lot of people fall asleep with action movies. They go
really?
like, yeah, because the beat of the boom, 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 if they match your heartbeat,
Huh,
it will send a signal to your brain that
huh.
eases you. So you fall asleep.
So you should totally record something, then we can sell it to insomniacs.
Yeah, well, there's a theory. I remember I'm going to go back to 2001, 1998, 2001. That is the first time I went to a studio with this idea. And I say, they got to be a sound that engages people to listen like a hook, not a musical hook, like a ding. Now, the ding of your phone, right? If I show it, you're going to react. If you put it in every song, you will have a hit. Most to say, every Taylor Swift has those songs nowadays. That's what they're so enhancing to the ear. But I'm sorry to say this, Jack. We're trending the thing 51 minutes. So you have any recommendations today?
I do. I've been watching this show for the past week or so. I keep having people tell me, "Oh, you got to watch Yellowstone. You got to watch Yellowstone." Blah 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 blah. Well, I know that they have two prequel shows out now. So me being a rebel, I'm starting chronologically with 1883. Holy shit! It's so good, and
I
it
wanna
shouldn't be, but it is.
I gotta make a note here for all our serious fans and followers. How many podcasts do you produce a week?
Every single
12?
week.
12?
Uh, well, some alternate, but I would say on average, it's probably an average of like five a week.
5 a week, and then you run the company. You help me to run another two companies.
Uh-huh.
Just for the note for our really good fans that you make this recommendation exactly last week.
Did I really?
Yeah. That's what I went around to all that. You say exactly the same,
Did I
but
really?
you did exactly the same because I
Huh.
was gonna say, "Oh, great," because I seen the other one, but guess what? They want to charge me. We talk about this conversation. They want to charge me for the new season, and you say, "Well,
Oh,
but it's
that's
in
right. I did.
Paramount," and I
I
say,
did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
"Oh, I got photographic memory, so that's not fun."
Oh, well, in that case, rewind.
It will be amazing. You say, "In that case, there's a show, Yellowstone," and you go again. Okay, let's rewind. Let's rewind. Let me
So,
press the button.
real recommendation.
It's not yellow.
Hey,
Okay, real recommendation.
real recommendation. I rewatched this movie for the first time in probably 15 years. Loved it when I was younger. Wanted to see if it held up. It does. What Women Want, starring Mel Gibson.
That's such a good movie.
It's
First of
such
all,
a good
because
movie,
I will love to have that power. I will not go crazy with that
right?
power. I will
No,
love to have
it's
that
yeah,
power.
yeah. And
It's
they tried to remake it with What Men Want, and that one was awful.
no,
But
because women actually care about their feelings and what they want. Us, we're just too Neanderthal.
well, the thing that I said about that movie is the same thing I said about when E.L. James rewrote the first 50 Shades of Grey from the guy's perspective. I'm like, this book is 100 pages too long. He's like,
Yeah,
she's giving us way too much credit, and
yeah.
so was that movie. But What Women Want, for those who don't know, and you should, it's also on Paramount Plus, so you can watch it or you can rent it, however you want to. Stars Mel Gibson, who is an ad man in Chicago, and through a mishap with some feminine products, a hair dryer and water, he miraculously attains the ability to read women's minds.
Just
And
women minds
just women's minds, yes. It includes dogs, though.
in the 90s.
In the 90s, yes.
So that's
So,
fantastic.
so it just so happens that as he got this power, a new woman was hired at his firm and was given the creative director job that he was gunning for. So he uses his new techniques and abilities to sabotage her. And it's a really great movie where he basically learns to become a better person.
But
And
don't release more because there's
I'm
people
not.
that
Yeah,
haven't.
like I
Yeah,
said, I'm not gonna. It's a great movie. It's a very funny movie.
it's a really good recommendation.
Well, made me a fan of Nancy Myers, who is hit or miss now, but back in the 90s, man, everything she did was just
And the lead actress is the one from Mad About You. What's her name?
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. You know, Helen Hunt is the next door neighbor that is super cute, but he's not super hot, but he's not ugly.
Well,
He's she
funny,
got something
yeah,
special.
funny
Yeah,
you should mention that. I got a weird sense of humor, but for a minute, this would have been when I was like in middle school, early high school. Um, Everybody was always talking about celebrity crushes, and like honestly, I just didn't have any at that time. There was nobody that I just didn't think about it, right? But in order to entertain myself, I would always say Helen Hunt. And then people would go because like Helen Hunt was not exactly in my demographic, you know. So people would be like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Oh, Helen Hunt, man." The thing is, though, Helen Hunt's a beautiful woman.
it is. She photographs different than what she looks. But let me tell you something. In Twister,
Hmm.
she looks really good because
Well, that's
she's a
yeah,
really beautiful woman. She's not a
yeah.
sexy woman.
That's
With
a
all due respect,
that's a
it's
good
a
way to put it.
beautiful woman. It's
Yeah,
an
there's a
elegant,
difference.
beautiful woman. There's a difference.
Yeah,
Marilyn Monroe was sexy and beautiful, right?
yeah.
Sofia Vergara is sexy and good. She's not beautiful. Scarlett Johansson is beautiful, and they push her to be sexy, right?
Hmm. It's funny that people they didn't recognize her by name, obviously, but a lot of people in my age group would have known her from Twister if they had just known her name, but I guess they didn't. So
Yeah,
for years they'd be like, "Well, who's your celebrity crush?" And be like, oh, "Helen Hunt."
that's funny.
Oh,
My recommendation. Okay, so I finished the middle, 9 seasons of the middles in 4 weeks, probably 5 weeks. I must confess that Axel, Brick, and Sue got my heart. I didn't cry, but I was really close to at the end. Uh, do I miss the show? I'm still in like hangover because I finished it yesterday.
yeah,
But obviously, when they are in middle Indiana, that is 2 blocks away from you, right? I mean, not 2 blocks, but
yeah.
it's close home and it's pretty cool. The whole thing. I recommend that if you want to have a light show in the back while you work or you eat, right? It's a light show that at the end of the day give you a good message, right? The mom becomes annoying in the last 3 seasons, but bear with it because a mom will understand. Maybe we don't, but a mom will understand. Yeah. So I highly recommend to watch the middle, and I cannot go without saying to my homie Diego Luna, they released Endor, and why it was the first episode. Again, his acting is perfect. Cassier, what is his name? Cassier,
I don't know.
the guy, Diego's character.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
Cassier. Anyway, perfect. He's exactly the same in the movie, in the first season and the second. You know, a lot of people changes. He's
Hmm.
not. He's more passionate about the same character. So yeah, Cassian. I remember. So yeah, you haven't seen the first season?
No,
Are you gonna watch the first season?
no.
Why?
I've given up on Star Wars.
What are you talking about? They just announced their new movies. They're gonna be great.
Yeah, I know, and they're gonna suck. They're gonna suck fish sticks.
Why are you doing that, American? There's a lot of people with dreams and hopes working to make it better. It's like when somebody, remember when somebody tell me, and you were at this meeting, well, you're talking too good about Dry Splash. How you can make it this good? I say, well, people in BMW work really hard for you not to crash, right? They
Yeah.
work really hard. There's people working that they're fans and they are pushing for Star Wars to go back, like the producer of The Mandalorian, that thanks to him, right? Happy from Iron Man.
Yeah.
We have a lot of good things. So don't give up on yet. Don't be that American that you're posting before watching it. Don't be that, because they're doing that with Superman, and it's really annoying because they keep forgetting that the director of Superman is the director of Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy and the producer of all the Avengers movie that we all love. So let's not.
Well, not all of them, but most of them.
Avengers against Ultron, and the last
I didn't care. Yeah, I didn't really love Age of Ultron, but it's not.
But it's not bad.
Yeah.
But then the other ones, he's the producer.
Yeah, we'll see.
Bro, don't be like that. Don't be like that. I deny to live in a world that we don't have hope for something coming better. Please.
I mean, I'm holding out hope for Superman, but bro, they shit the bed so bad with Star Wars.
I know, but it's done. We had this conversation in front of this audience.
If it's done, then great.
Grew up, deal with it. One day it's gonna fall into your laps to manage a movie like that, and you're gonna suffer what they're suffering. You just give them the benefit of a doubt. I'm not saying celebrate.
Well,
benefit of a doubt.
I won't send people to Space Vegas to do a PSA about animal abuse. So, but
you don't. But somebody did, and they screw up. But then we go on.
I just want them to acknowledge. I just want them to acknowledge that they fucked up.
They're not gonna do that.
Oh, I know. I know they're not. But that's
because they're not gonna say that because they will never get hired for other job, and they need to feed their families.
That's true.
Give a chance, but just come on. Don't be that American.
Well, how does Rian Johnson keep getting hired to do shit?
That's what I don't understand. Way that your friend Pedro Pascal is in every possible movie.
Yeah, but he's good in some stuff. Yeah.
I mean, he's not a bad actor. I really like his talent, but he's not Reed Richards. I'm gonna complain now. I'm just gonna go enjoy the movie. Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't a horrendous piece of shit because of Pedro Pascal. If anything, he made that movie tolerable at times.
Yes, I'm not saying that he's a bad actor. In Narcos, he does a great thing, but his resemblance to Burt Reynolds is so much that everyone wants to play him. Now, I want the audience to know that I can be a little Sylvester Stallone here, okay? A little bit.
Just a little bit.
I just need to be a little bit. Just talk like that all the time. Adrian! You say I can do the Adrian. Come on. Anyway. Thank you for this amazing hour. Good that we keep it in 1 hour and 2 minutes. Thank you for that great start because it was funny. We wanted to do it like that. I think it was a great idea from our sponsors. So say big hello to them because they say, why you guys don't do that? And it was funny. It was a challenge, but it was funny. And nail it. And in the words of the bard, William Shakespeare, until the next time we'll meet again.
You limey sausage wallet. Also in the words of William Shakespeare.
In the words of William Shakespeare, oh my God, they're all dead. Oh!
In the words of William Shakespeare, holy shit, that's a man?
In the words of William Shakespeare, it's like, how we have I'm not going to say it. As king. I got to go.
All right. Outro.
All right.
Call me Mr. Feelgood, we can dance and we can fly to